During one of the craziest transfer windows, if not most, Eduardo Camavinga has completed his move from Rennes to Real Madrid. In this tactical analysis, we'll be looking at his style of play, his tactics and what makes him stand out at such a young age. But of course, before we start, if you are new or you haven't yet, make sure you are subscribed, you can like the video, and welcome to the Total Football Analysis YouTube channel. But for now, let's get started. Camavinga, who came through at the youth ranks of Rennes, made his first team appearance in the year of 2019 and also went on to make his first international appearance for France in the year 2020. He's adapted to the role of a number 6, but is also very capable of playing as a number 8. Looking at his heat map from the player profile, we can see his preferred areas of operation, which pretty much explains that the player plays as a box-to-box midfielder role. He's the kind of player who holds on to the possession and distributes passes wisely while being picky with his options. Upon looking at the percentiles for his passing metrics, one can see his numbers are low in the attacking metrics. Although the player looks thin, Camavinga is a physically imposing player who loves to make recoveries. He also manages to time his tackles very well. As mentioned already, Camavinga looks to choose his options wisely and prefers to hold on to the ball, and as a result, he accomplishes a pass accuracy of 91%. Jumping further into analysing his passing, we can see he ranks 8th, 82%, when it comes to the percentage of accurate forward passes. This further explains his distribution. Now, when all these numbers seem like any player can do, which is to play safe, in what exactly does Camavinga stand out? He stands out in his decision making, which is very strong. When we earlier mentioned that he's picky with his passes, this is exactly what we meant. If Camavinga doesn't believe that the pass he will attempt will reach the receiver, he won't attempt it at all. Here, Camavinga pretty much has 3 options in front of him. He chose to pass it through the gap between the defenders only because the player was convinced that it was a possible opportunity and that he could make the pass reach the player without an interception. The bar chart pretty much explains the quality of his attacking passes. One can easily see that except for passes into the final third, he's below the median of 50 in other metrics. But the bar graph on the right is the percentile of his accuracy in those attacking passes, pretty much explaining where he stands in the league. This clearly shows that he prefers quality over quantity. Apart from his decision making, one should also give him credit for finding a receiver in tight spaces. His weight of the passes can be so good that it exactly falls right on the foot of the receiver. His technical ability on the ball has been outstanding, and so has his decision making. Plus, he's quick to decide and release the ball when he sees a target. Camavinga has pretty much mastered his decision making ability, which complements his technical ability on the ball and being able to find who he wants to find at the time of passing. This is surely one of the greatest assets that the youngster possesses. When building up from the back, Camavinga plays a crucial role by helping the team to bypass the high press. By constantly moving, he creates the space for himself and for his teammates to pass into. We can see that Camavinga is moving into the space to receive the ball from his defender, and he's also being tagged by an opponent. It's also important to note that the space was created by him for himself. His way of avoiding an opponent and creating space is to convince the opponent that he's going to do something and do the exact opposite. He's also intelligent to act as a decoy with his off-the-ball movements. Looking at the match image, we can see Camavinga sprinting into the penalty area, attracting a defender with him. As a result, this creates enormous space for his teammates to exploit. This way of attracting players and creating space is something that Camavinga does effortlessly, and is something that can also be noticed in the build-up. When there's no space to progress, he moves around by dragging opponents with him to create space for others to occupy. Camavinga is also known for his ball recoveries. From the scatter plot, one can see that he's pretty much positioned above the average in both possession adjusted interceptions and possession adjusted sliding tackles. In fact, his 2.05 sliding tackles per 90 is amongst the top 4, indicating how he likes to make recoveries. The key to his recoveries is that he's fast and is good in anticipating passes and gives no time for the opponent to react. As much as 53.5% of his recoveries come in the opponent's half, explaining his importance in the team. In this last image, we can see a player is about to receive the ball and Camavinga is already sprinting towards him to close him down. Now, this puts the player under immense pressure as he has to focus on receiving the ball but also needs to find the next option quickly. If he takes his eye off the ball and searches for an option, there's also a chance that he can mess up his reception. If he focuses on receiving and then decides to look for an option, then it probably could be too late as Camavinga would have closed him down by then. This ability to put pressure on the opponents has helped him make some decisive and key tackles to save his team. The fact that he never gets tired and constantly keeps running to help his team in all 4 phases of the game is what helps him stand out and makes him a team player. So, to conclude, Real Madrid have signed a very good midfielder. It will be interesting to see how the player is able to adapt to the requirements of a new team. As mentioned earlier, Camavinga is someone who can handle pressure easily, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem for him to adapt. But unfortunately, that wraps up this tactical analysis on Eduardo Camavinga. This article was written by Sathish, so make sure you check out the article on the website, and also if you are new or you haven't yet, make sure you are subscribed, like this video, you can share it or leave a comment if you have any content recommendations. But I will see you soon and stay safe. Peace out.